The reason why I've come down in the middle of the night to the kitchen is because I can't sleep, because I am so freaked out about having to go up on the platform tomorrow. I'm going to confess something, actually. I used to have this recurring nightmare years ago, and I really had it loads of times, that I had to go on Whose Line Is It Anyway? And that might not sound very scary, but it was just that whole idea of having to go in front of an audience and suddenly being expected to perform something that you didn't have any ability to do. And that's what I feel like now. I feel like my nightmare is coming true. I'm very touched that they're letting me try, but I just feel I don't think it's something I have the ability to do. And it's just the scariest thing. I'll go upstairs again now and lie awake staring at the ceiling.
Today was the day, and with still no sign of any helpful spirit guides around, I met Steve for some final tips before my big test.
Steve, I can't begin to tell you how nervous I am.
I'm not surprised.
I don't think I've ever been this nervous in my life. I feel sick, you know.
And it's actually energy.
Oh, is it?
You're building up energy the whole day before you go onto the platform. And it happens with most mediums.
And is that
even
good?
The best medium. It's a good thing.
That's good. In all my experience during my practicing, I've never had that happen. I've never been aware of a guide or of some information being actually given to me. I've had things pop into my head that I would normally interpret as just thoughts floating through my head or imagination or whatever.
A lot of mediums, when they start practicing, they sort of they're told to make things up.
Oh, really?
Then suddenly spirit will just click in, and then you'll notice a change.
That's
in the way the thoughts
So would you
are coming through.
recommend that if I'm completely blank, I should act as if I'm making things up? Is that what you're saying?
I recommend that you sort of see if someone comes through,
Right.
get a little bit of information about them, and then just look around the room and you'll know who you're going to.
What's worrying me is I'll get on the platform and my mind will go totally blank.
Well, that's good. That's what you want. You want to go up there with a blank... You want to get up on the platform with a blank mind.
Okay.
And then trust. It's learning to trust in spirit that they'll come through for you. You'll have nothing to worry about, don't be worried.
That's a good idea.
Steve felt it would be helpful for me to try and acclimatise myself. Yeah, I wasn't so sure. I just wanted to run and hide.
Just try and visualise those
I'm used to
people.
feeling really terrified.
Can you feel the atmosphere now? Just
There's
being on
a-
here.
I'm really...
There's a lot of energy. There's actually people waiting to come on.
I do feel like something of an imposter up here. Breathe deeply. I feel sick.
At least I wasn't going to have to face the public alone. Other trainee mediums were also due to take part, and as Steve took us through our final tuning-in preparations, I tried to ignore the buzz of people taking their seats on the other side of the door.
Just know that you're linked to spirit, and they're going to help you 100%. So by now you should be all feeling nicely relaxed. So Bill and Jerry, if you follow me up there, and then the rest of you just sit on the front.
Okay.
I could feel the anticipation and expectation building in the audience. All those people hoping and waiting to hear a message from a loved one. Was there anything I could do? Oh, surely I wasn't up to that, was I? Oh, I'm about to find out.
I want you to be very sympathetic for her, Jane. This is her first time. It's nerve-wracking to be up here, so I want you to send her lots of love up and really give her some help. So just link in Jane and just see who comes through.
Okay.
Okay. There's someone standing behind you, they're drawing close.
Okay.
Can you feel that?
Yeah, I think so.
Just say what you're feeling.
It was almost as if I was thinking of a couple who are together again.
Okay.
I was first thinking of a man, though, but then it was almost as if I got a sense of a woman saying, "Oh, well, I'm here too."
Yeah.
But
is the woman there with here, or is she over there?
I think she's over there, but I think there were sort of there may have been a time when one of them was here for much longer. They may be back together again after a long time. A name I was getting, I don't know if it's their names, but I was getting the names Len and also, but I was getting the name Ray as well, like a man's name, but I don't know if one of those is someone they know.
Can anyone take those names at all?
Take one.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That's good.
He had, it's some kind of issue about him, about fatherhood, about how he was as a father, or maybe feeling not that he failed, but that he wasn't given the opportunity to be the father that he wanted to be, and to have the time, do all the things that he'd always wanted to do. And I don't know, it was almost like some circumstance, maybe a circumstance or another person was in the way. Is it any of that making any sense?
It is actually. My mother passed when I was about 8, and the family name is Ray.
It's maybe an issue of distance, of being separated from somebody, and it feels really sad. It was something that really saddened him, but it's almost like now he's sad when he remembers that, but now he doesn't feel that. He doesn't feel guilt or anything like that. Does this make any sense?
It is actually.
Okay.
Ask him why he's calm.
I kept getting a thought in my head about a little girl, a relative maybe, that he's so fond of. I don't know if she's still little now, but it's almost like he's been watching her since she was little. And it's almost like those fatherly feelings I don't know, it's almost like he's poured those into her as well, even though it's not his daughter. It's maybe someone that is a grandchild, but maybe that he wouldn't have met, or a friend's child, or a little girl that he's been watching over. And that it's almost like you getting a picture in my head of him being there when she's feeding ducks at a duck pond when she's little.
This is possibly a memory link going back, which I could understand actually. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm feeling like he's there particularly watching over a woman who's older now, and I don't know if it's the same little girl now grown up, or whether it's her mother.
Yeah, good.
Okay. But I don't know. It's not. Things aren't coming to my head about.
Are you getting a feeling now at all, are you? Are you feeling something anywhere?
What, physically?
Physically, yeah. They just gave you a feeling just then.
Yeah, I did feel a bit peculiar, but
Yeah.
it wasn't specific.
No. Like a dizziness? Or
That was what I felt. Sort
Understand
of.
that?
That could tie in with the person who you've got when he passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to finish off there?
I think so. I'm
you've done that
sorry. I
brilliant.
wish there was more. But
That's very well done.
is it all right?
No, that's fine, yeah.
Okay.
That's brilliant.
My mother passed when I was about 8, and the family name is Ray. All the way down generations, except my son. My father didn't let me change it to Anthony, but it's Ray all the way down.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, Scottish actually, goes way back.
Goodness.
So you're
Yeah.
spot on, absolutely spot on.
My goodness. And the other things they all fitted in.
Yeah, it'd be my sister
Yeah.
we're talking about, who's living in Australia at the moment.
Oh really?
So I'll be able to contact, I haven't contacted for a long time.
People. Goodness, I can actually, I think that's maybe what's affected me the most, is seeing how it's affected you, and
Yeah.
No, I opened my eyes, like tears coming down.
Yeah, I saw, yeah.
When we opened up, I've never ever
Yeah.
had it, ever.
Yeah, we should...
You brought my father through, and the second time ever.
gosh, I'm so pleased.
Thank you.
I have no idea what I was saying or where it came from. It didn't really feel like anything I'd experienced before, really, in any of the things I've learned, where it just feels like ideas pop into my head and I say them and hope for the best. This, I was just all over the place. I was all over the place. Instead of having random items popping into my head, the ideas that were popping into my head were quite complex sets of human emotions. I don't know if it's changed my beliefs, but now I really feel it. I really feel it. I really, felt like it was something quite special going on.
I feel I've learnt so much about spiritualism, and I also feel really privileged to have been allowed into this world and to really have a look at it from the inside. I think I was shocked about how hard it is to prove that it's possible to talk to the dead, and that ultimately, for some people, it's always going to have to be a matter of belief. You either believe that it's possible or you don't. But as Kieran said, that's what keeps him interested, and to be honest, that's what's going to keep me interested as well.
24 hours in a place so haunted that people have refused to stay at Pengersic Castle.